besties, welcome back to another video. We're going to do these super cute cakesicles today. Really easy to do. They look really beautiful, but they're so simple, they really are. So yeah, let's get into it. And I've been told you like my weird, quirky, random rambling on instructions, so yeah, let's go. So we've got the standard cakesicle mould here. This is the Silk Mart one. This is my favourite one. I love the shape of this one. I've linked it down below for you. My acrylic ball tool, couldn't remember the name then, and the teeny tiny sticks because I don't like the really long ones. I don't like the way they poke out really far down the bottom. So I'll link all of this below for you. You can't get the acrylic ball tool anymore, but I'll link a really similar one. And we've got our spatula in hot water. Remember to wipe it so that you don't put water into your chocolate and cause it to seize. Also got my favourite Colour Mill colours and my melted candy melts. Don't come after me for using candy melts instead of chocolate. No white chocolate is real chocolate, so deal with it. Use what you want to do. I like to use candy melts. Nobody's got time for tempering. I hate tempering, it's rubbish. So let's get into it. We're going to start by cleaning our moulds. I'm using a clear alcohol. You can use a lemon juice or a vinegar if you don't want to use an alcohol product. I'm just lazy. And we've got our lovely Colour Mills. So I've already melted down my candy melts. I used about half a bag because I'm only making, I think I made 4 here and I only showed 3 in the video. Or did I show 4? I don't know. We'll find out together later. Sorry. So I'm popping a little bit separate into each bowl. So we're using 3 different colours. I'm using one main colour, which is the purple, and then the pink and the blue as the secondary colours. I think I'm going to fool myself here now, aren't I, and use a different one. Yeah, I'm going to do the purple in the small bowl. So, you know, and my favourite spatulas. I've linked those for you as well because they're so cute. So, yeah, we're mixing these in a warmed through bowl. Now, I say warm through, it's not hot. That'll cause your chocolate to burn. But the bowl is warm because otherwise, as soon as you put it in that cold bowl, it's going to start setting, especially if you're using candy melts. They set super quick. So yeah, we're using warmed bowls. I usually just pop them either in a sink and I float them on some hot water so that they're not getting wet inside. Remember, don't get any water inside or you will cause them to seize. So yeah, we're going to do purple and blue in the small bowls for our secondary colours. Our main colour I'll do in the bowl that I've melted with. Now I melt on a double boiler. I don't use a microwave because it's in, out, shake it all about. Can't be doing with it, hate it. So I melt on a double boiler. If you don't know what a double boiler is, it's where you have a saucepan with an inch or so of water and then you put a bowl on top, either a metal or a glass bowl, and you melt your chocolate really slowly on a really low temperature, sort of a high-low. On mine it's like a 5, but I mean it could be anything on yours. You could be running gas, you could be running electric, I don't know, I'm on induction. So yeah, you just melt it really slowly and it keeps the bowl warm. Obviously when you do it in a microwave, you're using a plastic bowl and it's just, it doesn't keep it warm. So I'm just scraping down my spatula here because this is the spatula I used when I melted my chocolate, so it's got white chocolate all over it, white coloured chocolate all over it. So I don't want to end up with any white specks in it because we're not using any white, so I just wiped it down, just in case you were wondering what I was doing. So let's crack on. So we've got our mould, we've cleaned that out, we are ready to go. So we're popping our secondary colours in first. I'm doing a couple at a time. If you're not really quick at this yet, or you've not got a lot of experience, do one at a time because it sets so quickly. So we're popping our secondary colours in first. We're not mixing or anything, and then we're popping our main colour in on top. And we're not mixing yet, and then we're going to use our ball tool to swoosh and swish and smoosh and make it all pretty. And trust me, it looks a holy mess right now, but you've seen the end picture already and you know that it works. So, and then we're going to use our warm spatula to wipe across the top. Don't forget to clean it off. There I am. I was out of shot, but I did clean off. Obviously to stop it seizing, you don't want to drip any water in there. And then we're popping our cakesicle sticks in. I pop them in while it's still wet. Some people do it when it's dry, but I don't, it causes cracking. And then I pop it's a knife. There's nothing sexy about it. There's nothing special. It's a knife. I pop a knife across because I don't like it when the sticks bend downwards and end up on an angle. And then I am using a spare stick to give it an extra bit of sturdiness around the stick so that we don't break it when we put our filling in later. So now we're going with the second two. Again, we're just using our secondary colours first, so our non-main colours. We're popping those in, and then we're going to pop our main colour on top, which was the pink, not the purple. I should know, it was me that made them. I'm sorry, dudes. I make these videos quite far in advance sometimes, and then I go through and I'm like, oh, I've not posted a Cakesicle video for a few weeks, so I'll edit that and I'll put that on. And sometimes I will make loads of videos all in 1 week, and then I'll have a few weeks where I haven't got time to make any. So I'm really sorry. That was my watch. I normally put that on silent. So yeah, here we are popping our ball tool around again. Like I say, you can't get this one anymore, and I get asked all the time about this ball tool. I've searched high and low, I can't find it anywhere. So I do link a similar one. Ball tool's the way to go when you're filling these moulds. It works for the cake heart moulds really well as well. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I've got loads of cake heart videos on my channel, as well as some other cool videos for dinosaur themed, Cakesicles, galaxy themed, all sorts. So please check them out and support my little channel, because I'm only teeny tiny. I think I've got about 4,000 of you now, which is quite cool compared to, you know, I think it was about not even a year ago yet that I started this, so I'm doing all right. So yeah, we're just firming the bit around the stick again, and we're going to pop these into the fridge in a minute to set for 5 to 10 minutes. It just depends on how cold your fridge is, and obviously the temperature of your chocolate when you used it as well, and whether you're using tempered or normal, blah blah blah. So just check it, but don't leave it in there any longer than you need to, because it causes them to sweat. Okay, now I'm using cupcakes because that's what I had to hand. I had baked cupcakes for another order at the same time, so I'm using cupcakes. You can use leftover cake. Sometimes I use the where you've leveled the cakes. I save that and I use that. This was just a standard vanilla cake. These are vanilla cupcakes that I'm whizzing up in my food processor. You can do this in by hand. You can crumb it. It won't be as fine. Or you can do it in a stand mixer. That works quite well if it's really fresh, hot cake. You'll find you can crumb it really easily in the stand mixer if you want to, with the paddle attachment, not the balloon whisk. You'll break it. Okay, and then we're just going to pop our top on and whiz it really quick. If you do make a lot of these and you haven't got a food processor, honestly, invest in one. They're not expensive. You can probably pick one up for, in Britain, like 10, 15, 20 pounds. Well worth it, and I use mine quite a lot. And it's all dishwasher safe as well. You can just throw it all in the dishwasher and forget about it. So here we have our cake crumb, all nice and fine, and look at that lovely pale colour as well. I love it. I'm mixing mine with buttercream today, so that's what my client wanted at the time. You can mix yours with ganache. You can use a caramel, all sorts. A ganache will make it quite fudgy, give it a really fudgy texture, which I do really, really like. My fat belly hanging over the counter there. Not pregnant, just really, really fat and bloated. I've got a gluten allergy, and I probably ate gluten that day. Rambling. Anywho, we are we're forcing that buttercream into those cake crumbs. You've got to be really careful. It's so tempting to add loads of buttercream in, and actually you end up with a greasy texture and it's too sloppy. So when you think you need a bit more, don't. Just keep going and really force it into it, and it will come together. You're looking for like a Play-Doh consistency. Everyone knows what Play-Doh feels like. I've said that line so many times. I'm so sorry if you've listened and watched a lot of my videos. But there's the texture you're looking for. So we've got our Cakesicles out of the fridge, and we're going to put another layer. Now, this is optional. I like to do it to make sure that there's definitely nothing shown through on the sides. Obviously, gravity works against you. If you're using a thinner candy melt as well, some of the candy melts are quite thin. I tend to use Wilton or PME, and they are quite thick. But I'm just covering all bases, and I like to make sure that my sides are thick enough. So I don't do the bottom again. Gravity fills that bit in just fine. But the sides, occasionally you just pull it out and it's a little bit thin, especially if you're using a dark cake like a chocolate or a red velvet, something rich in colour, you'll see it through it. Or if you're using opposite colours, you know, pale cake, dark Cakesicles, or vice versa. So I just like to do the sides again. I got asked about cleaning the brush. Just warm water and washing up liquid is fine. You probably just have to do it a couple of times. just to make sure that you get it all out of there. And I usually save those brushes just for that, so I'm not using them for other things. So we made our little cake dough previously, and we're going to pop that in now. Now you can see I'm supporting the stick. You've got to be really, really careful, and that's another reason for putting that knife on there and making sure that those sticks are level, because it's now, while that chocolate is set, it's rested on that support on the mould. So it now means that I can push on it and hold it in place, and I'm not trying to balance it. I'm not going to crack the chocolate or anything like that. Now we're filling the moulds to about 1 to 2 millimeters below the line of the mould. We don't want to go right up to the top. We're not trying to make it flush, because that'll give us messy backs. And while it doesn't matter, obviously no one's really going to look at the back and go, ooh, that's a bit messy. Well, I mean, they might do if they're really sad, but anyway, rambling. So I need a little like thing on my forehead, like stop rambling. So yeah, basically it gives it a better seal, so they'll last longer. You need to conduct your own experiments. I get asked quite a lot, oh, how long do they last? Mine last, I would say, if I make them on the day I also make the cake, or the cake's fresh, say from the freezer and that was frozen on the day, etc., that mine will last at least a week. But my recipe for my cake is really moist. So it really, you do need to conduct your own experiments. Make, say, 10 and eat one a day for 10 days and see how they fare, and compare. Obviously, once you're bitten into it, you've got to eat. It's illegal not to eat it all, isn't it? Kids love these, so, but yeah, conduct your own experiments, especially if you're selling them like I do, to make sure that you know how far your best before goes. I put a best before of 5 days on mine, and that is a best before. It's not a use by. There's nothing in there that's going to spoil, or that needs a use by. But best before is obviously, I don't know if they use that in other countries. Here we use best before and use by. Use by is like a firm date. Best before is it's going to taste nicest if you eat it before this date. So now we're filling in the backs. Now I've rambled on about best befores, and I'm really trying to get neat backs at the minute. I'm trying my best. I'm just using what was left, so if you've not got all the 3 colours left, just use one colour. It won't matter, you won't see it. You don't have to make the backs multicoloured like the fronts. It's just because I was using up what I had. It's pointless saving little bits of random colours, so I was just using it up really. So yeah, I'm just popping the backs on, and I'm taking ages apparently, and I don't know what else to ramble to you about. So don't forget to keep that spatula warm. If obviously it's taking you a while, then remember to wash it off and rewarm it so that it's not cooling down, because that'll also give you messy backs. The warm spatula will help keep the backs neat. And of course, if you need to remelt your chocolate, then make sure that you do that, because if it's partially starting to set, again, that'll give you messy backs. It'll almost give it a seized look, and while it'll taste the same, it won't look very nice, and it might also go a little bit grainy, and we don't want grainy chocolate. That's not nice. No one wants grainy chocolate. So once we've done this part, when I'm finished fannying, we're going to pop them back in the fridge for another 10 to 15 minutes. My fridge is set at around 5 to 6 degrees. 5 to 6 centigrade, that is, because I'm in the UK. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, you'll have to translate it. Ask Alexa, she'll be fine. Other devices are available. So yeah, we're just going to pop these back in the fridge. I use this little pink matte thingy to transfer so that I don't lift them up. So we're now going to demold after we've fridged them. Now this is the worst bit. This is where you've got to be really, really, really careful. It takes a knack. It took me a while to work out how to get these out without breaking them. I have broken so many. I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get this. I hate this. I'm never making these. And now I find it okay. I can pretty much get them all out clean. So what we're doing is we're sort of pushing on the underneath. We're loosening it around the edges first, and then we push from underneath very gently as we're pushing that stick out. Sort of see here. And then I put my thumb underneath to balance it as well. You just got to be really, really careful, and practice makes perfect, so definitely get practicing. And now we're going to decorate. So I am using these super cute ready-made acrylic toppers. I've linked some below for you. and being really fussy about it being perfectly straight as well. I think these are really, really pretty. I do obviously advise my clients it's non-edible and it just pops off. It's no real bother for them. And for the second one, I'm just using a bit of leftover pink chocolate to stick on some happy sprinkles. This is the Dancing Queen mix. This is my favourite mix. I go through so much of this. I absolutely adore this mix. And I'm also using some golden macaroni. Not actual macaroni, macaroni rods, I think they're called. Anyway, they're one of my favourite sprinkles to use. I love them. This one was going, I actually made... I made 2 lots of these, sort of. I needed 4 in total, but one was actually going into a treat box, which I will show you a picture of at the end, just so you can see how it all came together, which is that one that I've just done with the K on it. The other 3 were going into a Cakesicle gift box, which I think I showed you at the beginning, and I'll show you at the end again as well. I get those from Elite Packaging. But the client for the Cakesicles gift box was quite easy on colours, so I thought, well, I need to make them both at the same time. I will just do the same colours, and she loved them and the kids loved them, and yeah, so it went down really, really well. And obviously the colours that I did were for the gift box, and you'll see at the end, and I'm rambling again. And so yeah, we're popping the macaroni rods. I think they do come in that Dancing Queen mix, but obviously don't get loads, so I do buy an extra tub of them as well, just to have on hand, because they are fantastic for this kind of thing. They're also really great for like drip cakes and stuff. I do quite a lot of drip cakes. If you've checked out my Instagram or my TikTok, etc., their links are in the description for you if you want to. Some support over on Instagram would be great. So yeah, come check me out, say hi, tag me in your creations as well. I'd love to see them. I have migrated all over to one page now as well. And so that's it. That's them all done. Easy as pie. So easy. And here's the finished product. That was in the little gift box. I love the way they come. It's got little holes in the bottom for them to slot into. So it's really handy, and you can actually post those as well. And this is the cute gift box. So you can see the little Cakesicle right in the middle there. And I did a matching cake heart as well. A couple of cupcakes and a sugar cookie. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, all that blah. Really helps, really supports. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Please check me out on my other socials. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week. Bye.